Do you have a problem with your posture where you are leaning backwards and your shoulders are rolled forward? This is a common problem we call a posterior pelvic tilt. Looks something like this. It's really bad for the spine. It's also really bad for the shoulders. People who have their shoulders rolled forward are going to be more prone to getting rotator cuff tendonitis. So it's really important to engage the core correctly to keep your posture vertical, not tilted backwards or posterior tilt, and also not tilted forward. Show you this way: posterior tilt, anterior tilt. We don't want either one of those. We want a neutral vertical spine when we're standing. We want a neutral vertical spine when we're walking. In this video, we're going to address that posterior tilt and what's causing it. Don't forget to click the like button to show your support for this content, and please subscribe so you can be notified of new videos to help you on your journey to better, more conscious movement. In a lot of cases, the posterior tilt is being caused by incorrect use of your lower abs or your lower abdominal muscles. Now, people talk about the lower abs a lot and how to engage the core and use the core when you're doing any sort of movement, but we have to understand how the core works. The core is not just one muscle. There's a lot of muscles in here in the core, and just like the hip joints and like the upper abdominal muscles, we need to use the lower abs through rotation, meaning I activate either my left lower abs or my right lower abs to change weight from one leg to another and to rotate my spine. So when I walk with my right leg, my pelvis is rotating counterclockwise as I take the step. That counterclockwise rotation of my pelvis is being generated by rotation of my lower abs on the left as my upper torso is turning the opposite way. That keeps me in a straight line when I walk. But it's that lower abdominal rotation that turns the pelvis and swings that swing leg through when I'm stepping. If I try to activate both sides at the same time, then I don't get that pelvic rotation that I'm using to walk. And not only do I not get that pelvic rotation, what happens is you get a duplicative effect of the posterior tilt that's caused by our lower abdominal muscles. So when I'm trying to level my pelvis, which we need to do when we're standing correctly, I use my lower abs to level the pelvis, but I'm really leveling on one side, not both sides at the same time. Whichever leg is rooted to the ground is the side that is leveling. That's the side where the lower abs are active. The other side of the lower abs are inactive or passive at that time. If I try to activate my lower abs on both sides at the same time, what you'll see is this. Here I'm standing with a vertical posture and a leveled pelvis, and I have my lower abs activated, rooting on my right leg. Now if I try to activate my lower abs on the left at the same time, now I get a double posterior tilt of the pelvis, leading to this tilted back pelvis here, instead of the vertical or neutral pelvis that happens when I'm engaged on one side. When I walk, I'm either turning my lower abs on the left or I'm turning my lower abs on the right. Left or right. That rotation of the lower abs rotates my pelvis towards the side that's active. I can't activate both at the same time because now I have no rotation and I have both legs grounded or rooted to the ground, and I have an over tilt of the pelvis. Practice that over tilt. Stand straight up with a vertical posture. Keep your hands at your side and your palms should be facing your outside of your thighs. And then what I want you to do is tuck the pelvis or over tuck the pelvis, and you'll see how your hands roll over to the front of your thighs and your shoulders roll forward. From the side view, standing with vertical posture, now I'm going to do posterior rotation of the pelvis by activating both sides at the same time, and my shoulder posture rolls forward. So the problem wasn't with my shoulders, the problem was with my lower abs. When I walk with that posture, you'll see this. So not only do I have a posterior pelvic tilt, which is bad for the spine, I have poor shoulder positioning, which is bad for my shoulders and my rotator cuff, but I also am split weight, because part of what happens when we change weight using our lower abs, it pulls our spine over the leg that we're standing on and keeps my spine and weight directly rooted over that leg and centered, so my body weight is lined up evenly over the foot. I can change my weight to my right leg or to my left leg, and I keep the spine aligned and weight aligned over the foot. When I am on both legs rooted with posterior pelvic tilt like this, now I am split weight, and my weight ends up pulling both feet in. So when I walk, now the inside of my foot is where my weight is going to be distributed, instead of balanced evenly over my standing leg when I walk. I should have everything lined up as I take that step. When I have posterior pelvic tilt, my spine is split weight, and it never fully translates or transfers over the leg that's standing, and then that causes the arches to collapse, excess stress on the inner portions of the knees, and excess stress on the hip joints, leading to arthritis. So there are a lot of different problems that are caused in the joints and in the feet by exaggerated posterior pelvic tilt. So really work the rotation of your upper core, work the rotation of your lower core, and work the rotation of your hip joints so you can function properly. Watch the other videos on the Walking Code channel. They're designed to help you move more fluidly, move with more confidence, and ultimately move without pain. Thanks for watching.